Hey there, you're listening to episode 4 of One Season I Hate About You, the podcast where we work our way through Pup Academy on Netflix.
Work our way through.
Yes.
Enjoy our way through.
Yeah, exactly. We've finished episodes 1 to 4 now, and episode 4 is called Cooking Up Trouble. I am here with my partner Kevin.
Hello.
My partner in reviews Charnstar.
Why, hello there.
And my good friend Chanelle.
Hey.
And we are going to break down this episode bit by bit for you so that you can enjoy it as much as we did. So what was this episode about? What was episode 4 Cooking Up Trouble about? Well, here is the blurb. Morgan's schedule gets messy when he's asked to support the academy and his own school duties.
Duties.
Oh, God. Also, the pups take a pop quiz. Let the chaos begin! Exclamation point.
Why don't they go for a pup quiz? Just
Missed opportunity.
I honestly feel like they have missed a lot of pun opportunities in this whole series.
Oh, there is a good pun in the next episode blurb,
good.
but I'll save it for the next episode.
That's okay,
Let's not look at it now. So anyway, as per usual, we've got the Green God in to summarise this episode for you, as he is in the correct target audience age group. So we will be passing to him shortly. In the meantime, get yourself on Netflix, watch episode 4 of Pup Academy. We are going to be spoiling everything when we come back, and you do not want this episode spoiled.
Yeah, it's like, the
this
new
is the
Star Wars
creme de
coming
la
out.
creme.
Yeah.
Exactly. Creme de la creme. Cooking up trouble. Perfect.
Wimp, wimp.
Another recap. Let's do this. Pup Academy episode 4 season 1 starts off with the grandpa stepping on his like gardening or something, but then the pups are like chewing on his shoe. So he tries to get the shoe back, but then he steps on a rake and then it hits him in the back, and then my back, and then it does again. Whack on the back, and then transition to Morgan because he's still going to school, but then the teacher's like, don't you mess this up, because don't you take advantage with your work study or something, yada yada. So he goes in his classroom to do science, but then his teacher's gone, so the principal will be there for the day. And then they're doing cooking science, and it turns out that Morgan's partner is Corzone's owner. And then they're baking, but then every so often Morgan has to transition or teleport back to the Pup Academy every 12 minutes or so. Like, transition. Oh no, we need to cook this thing. Oh, sorry, I need to get more ingredients. Transition every so often. Looks like he has to train the pups how to be on a leash. So it's like this, obstacle course, that's the word. And they're going these obstacles, like how to walk on a crosswalk and how to resist a squirrel, because dogs like squirrels, like chasing them and stuff. And then how to greet a fellow dog by sniffing them. It's, I don't know, weird. But then it's like, oh no, transition back. We need to cook this souffle, but you turns the oven way hot. Now look at it, it's burned and it's slobby, and then put it in the trash. And then he's like, okay, gotta go. But then he unplugs the oven, goes back. Training different dogs in that situation. He's just every so often going back and forth, either training the dogs how to be on a leash or just having cooking problems. Go back and it's like, you unplugged the oven, so this looks like trash. And then he goes, I gotta go again. Goes back, transition, train a dog, and then he gets ingredients. from like the food court or something, and then he gets bacon and cheese dog food for cooking a souffle, because souffle is like sweet cake, kind of, and then teleport back. Let's cook this with it. Just put a whole lot of dog food in. Why? And then like teleports back, trains the dog. Because he had to train Spark, but Spark hasn't been owned, and because she thinks of a collar being like one of those animal control people, she's afraid. But then like the grandpa tells him like try to be kind to her. He be kind to her. Morgan be kind to Spark, and then it's like they're walking them, and then they complete it. But then they go back, breaks it, and the teacher comes in and eats the dog treat. Oh, that's a D-. And it's like, no, it isn't, Morgan says. This is dog treats. And it's like, and the principal's like, brilliant idea. I'm going to feed these to my 7 dogs. Or 6. I don't know. That's it.
Thank you to the Green God for that recap. Pretty much summed it up. This episode is all about Morgan and him trying to balance his school life and his Pup Academy responsibilities.
That time turner.
He needs a time turner.
Like Hermione.
Yes, he absolutely does. So, I guess the Harry Potter connections in this episode, we have Snape being Snape-ish again, doesn't believe in the stray, thinks the prophecy is nonsense because...
He's trying to get her expelled in this one, right?
He is.
Yeah, get her to fail.
Yeah.
So when they
quiz.
accepted... Oh, gosh. When they accepted Spark, Harry, into the school, Snape was upset. Spark doesn't come from pedigree. So we made a deal with the DOG that Spark would be expelled if Spark failed her first quiz, which is in this episode.
So the quiz is basically just like basic dog walking stuff.
Yes. The other Snape-ish thing is, in this episode, I suppose, is that Snape really pushes them to put Spark on a leash. And of course, Harry hasn't been on a leash before, so Harry, no likey leashy.
This becomes... Like, it was in the first episode as well, but it continually shows that the problem in the episode to do with Spark is going to be Spark was meant to do a thing, but instead Spark barked. That's the problem in every episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, spoiler alert, it all works out in the end.
The prophecy will be fulfilled!
Yes. This episode was definitely better than the Oopsie episode, but not enough prophecy for me. Anyway, my first question for this episode, because we've basically done our Harry Potter recap for this episode, this is a question for Charnstar and Chanelle. In this episode, we have one of the dog teachers talking to the dogs. Forget which teacher it was. Was it the...
It was the principal. Oh, no.
I thought it was the gym teacher.
The Dalmatian.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. It's the gym teaching Dalmatian.
With his sports coat.
Yeah.
He talks about leashes, okay? And the dogs at this school, they don't call them leashes. They call them an attachment rope for friends, or an ARFF, an ARF.
Oh, God.
Is this brainwashing, or is this something that you're going to use with Mikey in future? Are you going to say, hey, Mikey, get on the attachment rope for friends?
Get on the ARF.
It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Well, that's why they shortened it to ARF.
Arf.
So now if Mikey comes up and asks ARF...
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Would Mikey pass the pup test walking thing?
Definitely not. He'd get distracted by the squirrel, I think.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
He would, like, if there is a bird anywhere during our walk, he's going to run towards that bird.
Rips your arm like out of its socket.
Every time.
Yeah.
God, so he'll be repeating
Yeah.
the Pup Academy.
Oh yeah.
But like, what were the tests? So there's a squirrel. There's the crossing the road.
And there's also the smelling the other dog.
Yes,
Saying hello, not giving them your whole life story.
that's right.
Yeah, of course.
But this episode is about Morgan.
This episode really gives an insight into why they're teaching Morgan at such a young age, because Hagrid is brittle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Hagrid got hit by a rake which was a hilarious
It's a
scene
very
in-
Tom and Jerry,
Yeah.
like old cartoon thing.
It's like, oh my god, this is such a silly bit, except it seriously injures him.
Yeah. He actually says, "Oh, my old fetch ball injury," which implies that
He used to play fetch
he
ball.
used to play fetch ball.
Yeah, because in everything we've seen the humans in Fetchball do, it's put the things in the shooter and press go.
Yeah, apparently that causes a lot of injuries.
Back
your back,
injuries
yeah.
specifically. Maybe he pressed go in front of the cannon. Who knows?
But surely, like, he shouldn't be, like, I thought his timetable for school was based around this work.
Well, every second day. But this was the day he wasn't meant to be in.
Oh,
But the granddad got
yeah.
so seriously injured he couldn't walk the dogs.
So Morgan had to jump back and forth between his real world school and the Pup Academy school.
The principal was very incompetent.
The principal at the real world school?
Not the DRG.
Yeah, like what I learned from it, this was my moral of the story because I'm a teacher, was I need to learn to snap my fingers if I want to be a good teacher, because she couldn't snap her fingers at the start.
Oh.
And I need to learn the difference between spatulas and turkey basters. Because she did not know the difference
jeez.
between a spatula and a turkey baster.
That hurt me. That whole
That didn't make
scene.
sense. Yeah, I was just like, what?
So a common mistake. Let's get into, baking
Kitchen
and cooking and
utensils,
stuff.
yeah.
I did a lot of home ec in high school.
Uh-huh.
One of the first things you are taught is what a spatula is, because the thing that a lot of people confuse a spatula with is an egg flip. An egg
Yes.
flip is not a spatula, and a spatula isn't an egg flip. They're very similar. A lot of people confuse them. That's fine. No one, especially not the teacher who is meant to be taking a science class and changing it into a cooking class because it's food science, is not going to confuse it with a turkey baster. It's like, I get that it's a joke, but they're dumb. They're
Yeah.
dumb jokes for dumb people.
From your home economics experience, Charnstar.
Yeah.
Did you make souffles?
This is actually a question that I was going to ask. Because the teacher says you can cook anything as long as it's sweet. And Corazone's owner goes,
Easy.
souffle. Souffle is what I'm going to cook. My question to everyone at this table is, if you were given the option to cook anything sweet, would you pick souffle?
No. Like, that's the hardest dessert to make.
Have you seen MasterChef?
What would we all cook?
Ooh, well, I'm not really a dessert guy. I don't know. What will you cook, Chanelle? You're the master chef here. You always cook when we have a get together.
Cake is like the easiest thing. A cup of flour, a cup of sugar, butter, etc.
Charnstar wouldn't be able to make his famous cookies because they would take too long, surely.
I don't know. I feel like that episode took a long goddamn time.
Yeah.
I feel like I could have made cookies during that time.
That particular lesson felt like took so long.
Well, it was probably the 5-hour school day. They didn't do anything else
No.
at school
Yeah,
that
well,
day.
It's like, or just full day of home ec.
I also
Awesome.
love that she didn't give them any kind of recipe. They just had free reign to, I know that if I were cooking something sweet, I would probably do banana muffins, which aren't even that sweet, but they've got sugar in them. And they're easy. They take like 20 minutes. And then for the rest of the day, I could just kick back and eat banana muffins.
For the rest of the 5-hour school day.
I don't know what I'll make. Ice cream.
Wait, you'd make ice cream? Did they have ice cream makers in the class?
I don't think so.
They only had ovens.
Or if they have souffle bloody... Because there's that souffle cup.
The ramekin.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty specific for a home ec class to have. I don't know what home ec classes have these days.
I'm pretty sure we had ramekins. Back in my day.
Okay, so we all agree that a souffle is a silly idea.
No, if you've seen MasterChef, that's like when people go, we're making a souffle, and then like they'll go, ooh, like she's making a souffle. I don't know how that's gonna go.
See, I never see that with souffle. I always see that with risotto on MasterChef.
yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Rules.
Yeah,
They're
it's
always like,
risotto.
risotto. Ooh, that's dodgy.
Souffle or creme brulee, either one. It's like that's the thing about MasterChef.
Definitely can't make a creme brulee in that class because you need a flamethrower. Although they are in a science class, they have
Yeah,
Bunsen
Bunsen
burgers.
burners.
I take it back. They're fine.
They just hold the Bunsen burner.
Yes. This brought up a question that really confused me about the American schooling system. Is can you get extra credit in primary school? Because she was talking about wanting to get into A, a film school, which no one cares about extra credit for, but B, extra credit. She wanted to make this extra good souffle so she'd get extra credit to help her get to film school.
I think it's just a deal that they're making, really. I don't know. American schooling is weird.
I don't understand anything. I don't even know what grade they're in. Surely middle school.
Are they? No, wait. They've said his age, right? Morgan's age at some point in the show.
Is he 12?
Maybe. Or is he 11 because of Harry Potter?
I feel like he's 11.
Like, he still looks quite young, but, in a very high schoolish environment. He does have a bloody job.
He does have a bloody job, though.
Yeah. He doesn't get paid,
Ah.
but he has a job.
He gets paid with experience.
We also found out in this episode that all toilets link to Pup Academy.
Well, they kind of mention that what matters is the... Does he also have a collar thing? I can't
He's got a
remember.
key of some sort.
Yeah, it's like a necklace, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an important distinguishment. But I think they kind of alluded to it in the first episode.
Because
Yeah.
I remember the mum saying, this is why we moved back. So maybe the school's connected to Pup Academy as well.
Right.
Maybe it's that town, specifically all the toilets in that
we
town.
go back to the Wild Wood theory here.
Yeah.
Because mum's like,
Expanding
this is
the
why we
universe.
moved. Because like, Morgan's like, did you know about this Pup Academy shit?
Oh, yeah. She's like, of course I knew.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
I'm loving the ominous fact that they haven't mentioned what happened to Dad.
Yeah.
Got
yeah.
killed by cats.
Because this was the episode that I think they mentioned that it was... Because I thought that Granddad was her dad. And I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
why the hell isn't she working there?
Yeah.
Is it a sexism thing? But no, it turns out it was the dad. What happened to him? Will we ever know? Is that part of the prophecy?
Maybe King.
King is his dad. He's a half-blood.
So when the constellation gets wrecked, he turns to a dog.
Oh.
That's why they can understand. No, this is just far-fetched, right? But it could happen.
This is far-fetched. Do you realise what show we're watching?
Sorry, yeah, this is from Airbud.
Well,
Yeah, no, you go.
I was just going to talk about moral messaging, but do you have more to add?
I have one thing to add, which was the way the episode ends, kind of like brings in this idea: is other people going to find out about this school? Because Izzy comes home and Corazon is eating the cookies that she baked at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And she was like, "Where did you get this?"
Yeah. So once
Ooh,
they
that's
finished,
not scary.
once they finished baking the dog treats, Morgan took them back to Pup Academy and fed them to Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
I can just imagine the actual Harry, Ron, and Hermione eating dog treats.
Ron took his home, and his owner,
Izzy.
was the person who helped bake them. So
this could be the thing. Maybe when the prophecy is failed, and then the relationship between man and dog becomes,
Breaks down.
breaks down. All dogs go wild. Dogs gone wild.
Hot.
They're all on heat.
Izzy has to work with Morgan.
Yeah, maybe that's how they, people would be like, how do we fix the situation? Like, there's so many dogs in this town. Like,
Because I think we're called Wolfsville
yeah,
or
so
something.
maybe that's how it becomes like, I don't know, that spell or that like mask.
You know how
It's
we
hidden.
don't know what happened to Morgan's parents? I found it interesting, and I believe this actually happened in episode 2. When Ron and Hermione were kidnapped by animal control, Spark has this kind of throwaway line.
They took my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't want what happened to my parents
That's
to happen
right.
to them. Or this is why I have no parents. And it was like, oh my god, that's so dark all of a sudden. Ugh.
Twist, they got adopted and left her behind. Boom.
Yeah.
And King's going to point that out to her. I feel like we should have written this show, guys. We are so good at this.
I think we can rewrite it. You know how like there's remake TV shows now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charmed reboot. Let's go.
Now, but I reckon it's all
Feels-
connected to the prophecy, this whole thing.
Yeah. Feels premature to remake a film 1 year after it was made. Also, we'd have to find a lot of dogs.
I mean, we got at least one.
Okay.
We've got the corgi.
Mikey plays every role.
Yeah.
But with
Yeah.
moustaches.
He's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. We'll have to put some prosthetics on him.
Yeah.
Make sure he can do a lot of different voices.
The Mikey Professor.
Okay, so the moral messaging from this episode, the one moral message that I could pick up, this one seems like a real stretch, but at one point someone said, and I don't remember who it was because I didn't write it down in my notes, it's all about how you look at it. I think it was in relation to the dog biscuits not being human food, but being dog food.
Just be careful what you put in your mouth, really.
Yeah, maybe when someone brings you ingredients and then leave and you yell out, "Are these the chocolate thingies?" Don't just assume they're the chocolate thingies.
Smell it.
Smell it. Turn it around and read it.
Read the label.
It's not an unlabeled bag. He brought the bag with the label on it. I
Yeah.
feel like none of these kids should have been cooking. And that teacher should not have been teaching it.
Yeah.
And Morgan should have been more Morganized.
Yeah.
The fact that they brought up Morganization so long ago, and in this episode it's not even referenced, that's just poor writing,
Yeah.
guys.
It's like, does he have like goldfish memory, this kid?
I also feel like the one thing the teacher also... the one thing the principal also neglected was the fact that Morgan is talking into a walkie-talkie in class.
Everyone neglected that.
Anyway, my takeaway from this episode, massive improvement on the Oopsie episode. We're stepping back towards the prophecy, which
Kind
is
of.
nice.
Well, we're digging into it.
I think, yeah, like this is an episode that is setting up a lot in the future, and it's going to be really interesting when it all pays off. Or we're talking out of our asses. Either one.
Yeah, I think we kind of are. Yeah, we have a lot of hope for this.
Yeah.
The prophecy is really intriguing.
Thoughts, Chanelle?
Yeah, dogs talking. Like, I don't know. It's interesting, but at the same time, why? But anyway.
Yeah. Actually, on the dogs talking, I find it really hilarious. This is one last thought for this episode. Obviously, there are many different voice actors on this television program, a lot of them children. And can I say, I actually really enjoy the kid that plays Morgan, Christian Convery, I think.
I find him, like, as an actor, he's interesting, but he's also very much putting everything on.
Yeah.
Like, he's not an actor that, he gets into, like, the mentality of... He is saying the lines and he's playing to the back of the audience, but it's still much more impressive than any child actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think he knows his audience.
Yeah.
He really knows his audience.
I do think, though, yeah, I feel like out of all the
Giving this
actors,
kid a lot of
although
credit.
a lot of them are only voice actors,
They put a lot of emotion to the dogs.
yeah, I do enjoy the Morgan.
The Morgan.
The Morgan guy.
What about the granddad?
Yes.
He played the dad in Zootopia.
Did he?
Yeah, he played Mr. Hops. I can't remember his name.
He's very comical.
It's just not my form of comedy. I guess it's
very slapstick.
Yeah, it's comedy for kids.
Clearly at the start of this
Yeah.
episode.
But onto the voice actors. The one thing that I love about the voice actors is, they're delivering all their lines as the dogs. Yes, 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 yes. But they also get the voice actors to growl and woof.
Yes.
And it sounds so bizarre. Like, it's almost like they needed to have the human voices to talk and then actually record dog
No, give us your
woofs.
growl. Give us your growl.
Oh, no.
Let's all growl. Let's do a growl each. Katie, growl.
Urgh.
We got her to do it, guys. Everyone stop there. She's the only one to growl. What a freak.
You fool.
Nah, Kevin,
yeah.
go on. Give us a growl. Ooh, that's pretty good. Chanel?
It's a sheepdog.
And of course, grrr.
You guys both really emphasized the g sound. See, I feel like I abandoned it.
Yeah, you were more in the r sound.
Yeah.
From your diaphragm,
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this episode.
Wait, no. Sorry. Did you guys see who plays DOG at all?
No, who is it?
So you know the episode of Seinfeld where the, I think he's Pakistani guy moves in across the road, opens up a little restaurant?
Yeah, it's him.
Him. Who's apparently incredibly British and
Apparently.
not Middle Eastern at all.
He's very husky.
Seinfeld lied to me. It's very-
Oh my god.
But yeah,
watch
just
that
so you
again.
know, guys, that's the guy who plays DOG.
DRG.
Just to give you some context. Alright, thank you for listening to this episode. We'll be back in a fortnight with episode 5. We're looking forward to giving you all the deets on that. Hopefully we get more prophecy information.
Hopefully.
In the meantime, you can check us out on our website, www.inconceivablereviews.com. On there, we release written reviews weekly on new releases. At the moment, mostly stuff that's on Netflix, Stan, and Disney+. You can also find us on social media. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on Twitter. You can find us at Inconceivable Reviews or at Inconceivable Reviews Official. Reach out to us, let us know what you think. Give us your predictions for this prophecy. Ours keep evolving, ours keep changing. And most of all, most importantly, are you on board with changing the name of a leash to an attachment rope for friends? Or an ARF for short? Or is this brainwashing? What do we think? Let us know.
If we do use that, that means I can just put a leash on Charnstar.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I don't
not a
see any
leash.
issue with that. It's an attachment.
Rope for friends.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Arf.
ARF. ARF, guys. ARF.